everyone and welcome to the Back to Blighty podcast. My name is Becky and I am joining you today from the south coast of England where I live with my partner, our Springer Spaniel called Molly, and sometimes our son Jack, who has just gone back to Newcastle to go to university, and he is telling me that it is freezing up there and there's quite a bit of snow and it's cold. So I hope you're keeping warm, especially if you live in the Northern Hemisphere. You know, it is our winter season. But if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, then I hope that you are enjoying the nice warm weather and the sunshine. Happy New Year. It doesn't feel like it's been very long since I spoke to you, and I suppose it hasn't because I did do Vlogmas and some of you may have seen that. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to all those who commented and liked the videos. It was really lovely to have that conversation with you all. I haven't responded to the last Vlogmas episode yet, but I will get around to it. But it does take a long time. It takes quite a bit of time filming and then editing and then commenting. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind with that. However, I wanted to jump on, wish you all a happy new year and let you know a bit of what I've been up to, some of which you will have seen a little bit in Vlogmas, but there are lots of new and exciting things to tell you about. So yeah, gonna get into the podcast proper. We have knitting, spinning and 2 new rabbit holes to talk about today. We also have some adoptions and also some happy mail. I had 2 people on the same day message me about sending me something as a thank you for doing the podcast, which was really, really lovely. And it was so kind and it's just divine. So I want to show you all the things. So it might be a bit longer. I usually try and make my podcast about 30 minutes, but there's a lot to get through this time. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and get started with some finished objects. My first finished object was a advent knit that I actually failed at. My idea was that I wanted to use a lovely advent that Helen from the Fox in the Purple Coat sent me the year before and I hadn't used, mainly because I don't really use mini skeins very much, and I tend to use them like in heels, toes and cuffs, but I wanted to keep them all together. So they'd been sitting in my stash for a year and I thought this is the perfect time to do like an advent sock. Get them all out into the open and shared with the world. So yeah, I cast on my advent socks and I think I got to about day 9 or 10 and then I started falling behind, and it was kind of really busy with work for me and getting reports and assessments done and things like that. So yeah, it went by the wayside, but I did finish before 12th night, so that was good. So I'm still classing them as my advent socks. And some of you have said that you actually joined in and did an advent sock as well, which is really, really nice. But they are finished. Here they are in all their glory. So I used a natural yarn for the heels, toes and cuffs. I'm sorry about the light. It's winter here in Blighty and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 4:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, light's not good and so I've got some light set up. But anyway, back to the sock. So yeah, I did 6 rows of each colour. I did an afterthought heel, a wedge toe, 68 stitches, 1x1 twisted rib. Yeah, and I'm very happy with them. The eagle-eyed amongst you may notice that there are not 24 colours there. There's 2 reasons for that. So some of the mini skeins I realised were self-striping, and when you're only doing 6 rows of each colour, it sometimes kind of messed up the stripe. So you can see here where it kind of went a little bit by the wayside. That was fine, but I took out the other ones that I knew were self-striping. The other thing is they were perfectly long enough. So yeah, new socks, new scrappy socks. There's a little bit of a jog. I'm going to show you here. There's my jog down here. I don't mind that, and all I did was I made sure that when I cut in the afterthought heel that those jogs were on the inside of the foot. So yeah, no one's going to see it and it doesn't bother me anyway. So really looking forward to wearing these tomorrow and sharing them with the universe. Not that they're going to see them in my boots, but you know, anyway, I'll know. Excited to be wearing those. So that's my first finished object. Now my second finished object was a spin and a cast on and a cast off during Vlogmas, and this is a handspun hat that I spun long draw, which I hadn't really done before. When I went to the Weavers, Spinners and Dyers Guild, the lovely Martina showed me how to do long draw. So I bought a bat from Hairy Dog Crafts, which is on Etsy, and I just decided that I was going to long draw it. I wasn't worried about the consistency, I wasn't worried about whether it was, you know, what weight it was. I just spun it and let the fibre do what it wanted to do. And it's turned out really, really well. And I made this little hat. It's blowing out a bit, but you get the idea. I did a twisted 1x1 rib. I can't remember how many stitches I cast on. I might have talked about it in Vlogmas, I have no idea. And then I found these lovely pom-poms from Toft UK. And they are gorgeous. So I'm going to pop it on and take my glasses off because I've got a ring light. If I put my glasses on too much, you just see rings. But sometimes I need them to read. So anyway, yeah, I have worn this hat so much. I absolutely love it. It has got Shetland in it, it's got silk in it, it's got some Angelina in it. And yeah, it's just beautiful. So, but I doubt whether you can see all the sparkle. You might do. But I am so happy with this hat. And it just goes to show that, look, you can see the inconsistencies in it. But I love the charm of that. And that's what handspun is all about. So yeah, I am so happy with this hat. I've worn it so much and so many people have commented on it and say how wonderful it is. So yeah, really pleased with that one. Going to put my glasses back on the top of my head because I'm just like throwing everything back on the table and they're going to get lost. Right, what have I got now? Now my other three things that I did finish, I haven't actually got them with me because they were gift knit. So the first one was the autumn sock, which I didn't even take a photograph of. It's on Vlogmas somewhere. You saw me cutting in the heel and stuff like that. But it was West Yorkshire Spinners autumn leaves, and I was thinking about keeping them for myself, and I was tempted. But then I thought, no, Becky, this is the season of giving. Give them away. So I gave them to Jack. In fact, all my gift knits were for Jack this year. So I made him a pair of socks, which he loves, and they are the perfect length this time. He's been shrinking them a little bit in the washing machine. So I gave him a lesson on hand washing your socks. So we'll see how that goes, but he's really pleased with them, so that's good. The other two, I did manage to get him to model for me and took some pictures, so I will pop them in here. I made him the No Internet Cow, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. I will pop the name on the screen because I cannot remember the designer's name. It's a free pattern, and it was a little bit of a joke as well, this cowl, because Jack loves the dinosaur on Google. So when you lose your internet, there's a little dinosaur that comes up, and if you hit the space bar, you can jump over the cacti. He loves that game. And sometimes when the internet comes back in, he kind of goes, oh no, I was playing. So it's a bit of a standing joke, and I saw this cowl and was like, that is the perfect present for Jack. So I made it out of woolly knit, and I used the colours Harvest and Nazareth. Nazareth is the brown and Harvest is the kind of yellowy colour, and I held it double. And it was so lovely to work with, really, really nice yarn, really affordable. So I really recommend, if you haven't checked out Woolly Knit with 1L, go and check their yarn out because it's fabulous and it blooms beautifully. It's totally different once you have blocked it. So that was one. The other thing that I made him to go with it was the Musselburgh, and that is by Isolde Teague. It's a paid for pattern, and it's based on a World War II pattern, I believe, and it's where you can double the thickness, but actually you can kind of quadruple the thickness of it over your ears. So you can wear it slouchy like Jack is, or you can wear it folded over so that you've got an extra layer around your ears. And being in the north of England in the winter, it does get cold, and so yeah, so he's quite pleased that he's got the option there. I used one strand of Nazareth from Woolly Knits to make that hat, and it is just the most beautiful hat. What was really interesting though is I was talking to my dad about it because I remember him having a hat like that. My dad was a submariner, he was in the Navy for many years, and I remember him having a really dark navy blue one, but it was longer, and I asked him about it and he said yes, they were standard, they were given to us, but actually they were made so that they could be a scarf as well as a hat, or double it over or whatever, which was really, really interesting. And I remember him having that, and they were kind of standard issue in the Navy in those days when he joined. I think he was kind of, 15, 16 when he joined, so a long time ago. Anyway, they were my gift knits. Jack was really pleased with all of them. He thought the No Internet Cow was really funny. He thought that I'd bought the Musselburgh hat because it just looks so on point. Absolutely brilliant. So I recommend all of those patterns. Right, I'm going to take a slurp of my tea because I feel like I am just talking really, really quickly. Have I spilt my tea? No, just a drop on my hand. Honestly, I'm the most clumsy person. Right. Oh no, I've just realised I've spilt it on my notes. That's handy, isn't it? Okay. Next up, we have some whips. Now, I have started my love note, and I was talking to you about this on my last podcast, and I was saying to you that I wanted to cast it on because this yarn I've had in my stash for quite some time, and I wanted it to be a really special project. So this is Outlander. It is blowing out. It's not quite that bright. It's kind of that colour. This is Outlander by Cookston Crafts, and it is merino nylon. It's a sock base and it is beautiful. I made the Timber Bay hat out of this colourway in DK ages and ages ago. Loved that hat, loved the colour, and so I bought some fingering weight and I paired it with some Drops Kid Silk, and I think this is the Blue Grey it's called, and I was a little bit worried because they're quite different. However, it is making the perfect love note. So here we are. I have finished the body. Let's get it around the right way for you. And I'm just about to start the sleeves. So this is where I am. So I love the lace. I love the yarn is beautiful. I mean, it's a bit glowy in here because we have yellow walls, and at the moment in the camera they look like mustard. That is not the colour of my lounge. Anyway, so yeah, really loving this knit. I changed the pattern because, I can't seem to stick to a pattern quite often, and I did not do a professional cast on. I haven't got time for all that. So what I did is I worked the pattern in reverse, and I just did a long tail cast on because my cast on is always neater than my cast off, and I wanted it to be really neat. So I just worked it in reverse and then carried on for the yoke. But I am loving this. I'll pop a picture up actually. I did put a picture on Instagram and the colour was pretty much there. So I'll pop a picture up just so you can kind of understand the colour a bit better. Yeah, just literally picked up here for my sleeve, and now I'm going rogue, as I always do. So I am going to be doing the similar finish to my sleeves as the ranunculus sweater. I love those sleeves, can't get enough of them. I love the slight balloon and I love the I-cord bind off, so that's what I'm going to do on this. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good favourite, and it's really kind of wintry. It reminds me of Frozen. I won't burst into song, start singing Let It Go or whatever. Although when Jack spoke to me yesterday, we were on FaceTime, and he was like, oh, I wanted to show you the snow, and I launched into Do You Want to Build a Snowman? He was in the station at the time. And it was quite funny, I think. Mums are there to be embarrassing, aren't they? Anyway, yeah, digressing. Perfect length, perfect fit. I've tried it on already and I'm really, really happy with it. And I love these little orange flecks. Yeah, I haven't even alternated skeins. It's just come out really beautifully. So yeah, so I haven't done any helical knitting. I'm just knitting straight, but I'm very, very happy with that. So yep, now on the sleeve, so shouldn't take too long. Okay. Oh, my next whip is a long-standing whip, but I got it out because it was Christmas and I want this to be my Christmas jumper next year. Got mohair up my nose. This is the Yule sweater by Susan Crawford, and it's out of the Shetland Project book, I think it's called. And this is where I was up to before. So I've done another couple of inches, and it is looking gorgeous, but this is a long-term project. I think I've got one more big pattern repeat like this, and then two more smaller repeats. So I've got two more blue and grey bits here, and then I will be ready to steek for the sleeves. Well, I won't be steeking, I'll be doing the steek stitches so that later on I can steek the sleeves. But oh, look at that. It's beautiful. I absolutely love this. I mean, just imagine these and my Freddies of Pinewood Dungies. It's like a match made in heaven. So yeah, I am using Jameson Smith, which is the yarn recommended for the pattern, and it is just gorgeous. So yeah, I'm going to keep tinkering away at that, and every now and then I will bring it out to show you, but I am loving it, and it was so nice to get it back out again. Really nice. So throughout Christmas I cast on the Railway Shawl, which is a pattern by Handful of Colour, and it is made using 2 Zauber balls, and here they are, and I have made some progress. Although again, I think this is going to be a bit of a long-term project because it's not the quickest. I can't remember what the needles are. They look to me like they're about 3, but I'm not sure. Anyway, this is as far as I've got. So you can see, in fact, you can see really well there, the gradient that's coming through and the colour change. And it is gorgeous. It is so nice, but these rows seem to take me forever. I think it's because it's purling and carrying the yarn as well. So yeah, so you have some floats on the back, but that's what the front looks like. But yeah, it's coming on, but as I said, I think it's going to be a long-term project, and it's happily just tinkering away in the background. So yeah, not sure I'm going to be showing you this every time either, but I am loving this rainbow gradient effect. It is just superb. Really simple pattern. It's completely in my head now. I don't have to look at it, so I'm just going to carry on until I run out of yarn, basically. Yeah. Really, really happy with that one. And that is living in my little bag from Jeanette, who is Crafty Clay Creations. Got it right that time. I always have a trouble with that. It's a bit of a tongue twister for me. In this lovely little bird, my wintry bag. It's so pretty. In fact, you can't see it because it's all bunched up. There you go. Yeah, it's a really pretty bag. Really lovely fabric. Okay, next whip. I think... Oh no, I've got 2 more. Okay, next whip. Because I really enjoyed making my handspun hat, I just had the itch to knit another hat. Hats seem to be a bit of a thing for me now, because I just want to cast on all the hats, which has never happened to me before. So this is living in my Advent Christmas present to me, which is a hide and hammer bag, which you will have seen me open on Vlogmas, and I love this bag. It's so nice. And in here is housing a kind of stash busting project, I guess, because I am using up some Let Lopi that I used for my Braids of Grass sweater, which got so much love, and I do love it. It is perfect, especially this time of year when it's actually quite cold. I'm quite warm at the moment, which is why I've just got my Amii cardigan on, which is actually looking a little bit sad now and warm, but I still love it. But anyway, yeah, if you're going out somewhere, it is just the warmest, lightest sweater. Anyway, Let Lopi, and this is the ash colourway, and I had 2 and a bit balls left over. So I did err on the side of caution when I ordered it, and I did order one extra, but I didn't expect to get another one and a bit extra. But that's fine because I know that I can make a hat with a bobble out of it. This is the band. I'm sure you probably know. Let Lopi. There you go. Anyway, I decided I would cast on the bow hat, and this is a pattern by Layla Raven, and I'm loving it. In fact, I've just got to the decreases, but I'm just loving the cable and the twisted stitch pattern. So this is where we are with it. So it starts off with this rib, which isn't a 1x1 rib. It's kind of, yeah, slightly different. I'm going to see if I can get it to focus. So it's not a 1x1 rib. I can't go into too much detail because obviously it's a paid for pattern. And then it's got these lovely cables. And then these kind of trees that are going up. It's just so gorgeous. And it's going to be so light and lovely. And I'm kind of thinking that I might need another Toft bobble. Maybe in a more silvery grey. Oh, look at that. Anyway. Yeah, so it's coming along really, really nicely. I'm going to pop it on, even though obviously it's not finished, but just so you can kind of see the fit. Well, just get my yarn to the back. Nobody needs to be seeing that. So yeah, so I've got to do the decreases. Literally, the next row is going to decrease, so this is going to all cinch in. But yeah, I think it's going to be beautiful. Love it so much, and it will match my Braids of Grass sweater. I can be kind of matchy. And I think what I really wanted to do is I really wanted to do small cables because the Braids of Grass jumper just showed off the cables so nicely. So yeah, thought I would make a hat. So I'm really enjoying that. Really looking forward to seeing what that's like when it's finished. So that's a new cast on, loving it. And then last night, as if I haven't got enough cast-ons going on at the moment, I was watching Sarah of Stripy Cat Yarns podcast and also the amazing dyer behind all that lovely stripy sock yarn. And I started watching right from the beginning. She's done 3 episodes and started watching from the beginning. And then she just happened to mention about DK socks and that she'd cast on 48 stitches on 3.5mm needles. Honestly, like that, I was in the basket going, right, okay, I need to cast this on. And I started it last night and I finished a sock like in about 3.5 hours. Couldn't believe it. So what I did is I got this yarn a couple of weeks ago. It was with some other yarn that I'm going to show you in my adoptions, but I bought this Noro sock yarn. And it's really, really lovely. Are we back in focus? I think so. It is, hold on, it's 40% wool, 20% silk, 20% polyamide and 10% mohair, and it's really lovely. I knocked up a quick sock. It's still a bit damp actually because it's been blocking. I was hoping that it might be dry to show you. So it's a bit lumpy bumpy and, you know, but here's my sock. Look at that. It's a little bit on the big side, but that's okay. It's just like a house sock for me. But yeah, really impressed. And I'd really be interested to see what this, that's a better colour actually, what this actually does wear like. Quite interested to know that. But yeah, really loving it. So yeah, might have another one tonight. Might have a pair, which will be very exciting. Okay, spinning. Let's get on with a bit of spinning. I've got it here. So some of you might have seen in Vlogmas that I did a kind of, I don't know, like a walkthrough, I guess, about spinning from wool laps. And wool laps are the bits of fibre that when they go through the mill, they are the bits that kind of get left off at the end or cut off or whatever. They're just kind of the leftover bits. And I think it was on Vlogmas day 4 and 5 that I showed how I prepped a load of wool laps into some nests and then spun with them. And I got my wool laps from World of Wool. You can pick them up dirt cheap. It's about £10 for a massive bag. And I just layered them all up, prepped them and spun with them. And I have finished the first bobbin, and this is what it looks like. I hope you can see some of the Angelina. It's not quite as bright as that. It's quite autumnal. Yeah, that's more like it. How gorgeous is that? And I'm not joking. This cost me, I mean, I've got loads left, so it probably cost me about £5 for 2 bobbins like this. So I'm on the second bobbin, but when I finish, it'll probably cost me about £5. It's got silk in it, it's got Shetland in it, merino, all sorts of lovely fluffy good stuff. But I am so pleased with this, and I'm really excited to knit with it because these are so my colours, these autumnal, and it's just the reds in it. Anyway, banging on about it now because I love it and I'm proud of it. So a lot of you found that video really helpful about how I prepped that. So yeah, let me know if you've tried it, how you found it, and yeah, this is going to grow up into something beautiful at some point. So still spinning away on that. And I haven't really done any more spinning because some of you who watch Vlogmas will know that I was taken on a magical mystery tour. And Leon took me to George Wheel, which is a craft store based up in Surrey, just across the border really from us. And yeah, we went up there and he bought me my Christmas present. And I wasn't allowed to open it till Christmas Day because those are the rules. But I was able to get a loom for Christmas. So I got a Kromsky 24-inch Harp Forte, and I have been doing a little bit of weaving. So I'm going to show you what I've been up to. You're going to have to forgive kind of, you know, they're not the prettiest things in the world, but you know, Rome wasn't built in a day and we need to kind of, you know, pace ourselves. I also purchased a book called The Weaver's Idea Book on rigid heddle weaving, which has been amazing. I do recommend this book. So I got that, and then I just got stuck in. I bought some really cheap acrylic yarn because I wanted to make a dog blanket. Now, why would I do that? Firstly, because actually it doesn't really matter. If it doesn't turn out very nice, the dog's going to make use of it, that's fine. Second of all, I can throw it in the washing machine. So I started off and I just did a plain weave, and I used some Signet Aran, and I used Jewel Spun by Serdar, and this is what I made. I just did a plain weave, and it turned out really, really well. So you can see that what I did is I striped the warp, which is why I've got these stripes running through it, and then I just went back and forth with the Jewel Spun. I think it's called Golden Feldspar. I think it's called the Jewel Spun. But yeah, it's pretty good. And I think that if I made it a bit longer, it would be a really nice kind of wrap. So happy with this, so happy. There's a couple of mistakes, and it was just where, I don't even know if I can see them now, it was just where I missed underneath one of the warp threads. I don't think I can even see it. So if I've flashed it already and you've spotted it, well done you. Oh, there we go. There's one. So you can see here. There's a couple of them. I can live with that. This is going to be the dog blanket for the sofa. I've got a really old quilt that I made for Jack years and years ago when he was, you know, 6 or 7, that Molly uses when she's on the sofa. She's not allowed on the sofa without us there. That's the rule. So she will never, if we go out, she will never get on the sofa unless she's invited to do so. And because I have like an oatmeal-y kind of sofa, she's not going to lay on that. So there's always something for her to lay on. And this is going to be her new blanket. Now I've shown it. So yeah, my first weaving project. Can you tell how happy I am with that? So yeah, very happy with that. Then I thought, okay, I'll do something with some nicer yarn, and yeah, I thought I'd do a scarf. So this scarf, oh, I haven't sewn in the end, so I haven't quite finished it yet. So this is my scarf. Now the weave is different because I did some pickup sticks. Oh, but this is what the weave looks like. So that's the right side, and that's the wrong side, which I think are both really lovely. So these yarns, this red one, I'm going to have to put my glasses on now. So the red one is Uru yarn in their Sugared Sock in the Blood Moon colourway. So that's this red one, and it sparkles. So I used that for the warp, and then for the weft I used Vicky Brown Designs merino single in the colourway Jack, and you can guess why I bought that. So, and that's the weft here. So what's really nice about it, and what you can't see, is that the sparkle from the Blood Moon like shines through the rest of it, and it kind of gives it a frosty approach. Now, I was quite happy with this, not too bad, but I took it off the loom, so it makes quite a good size scarf. You know, I can wrap it around a few times actually. You know, it's quite nice. Not my colours at all, but it's quite nice. But when I took it off the loom, I realised actually how my tension had changed, and this is what I need to work on. So this is the first bit of the scarf that I did, and you can see how dense that is. Really nice fabric, but not what I was going for. When I got to the end, I'll show you the other end of it. It's quite long. This was what it looked like. So when you hold them together, you can really see the difference in my beating. But what I quite like about it is that it kind of looks like a fade. So we go from the kind of quite white end, and we keep going through, and then it changes a bit, and then it gets looser. But this is my favourite end because the drape in it is really lovely. So yeah, second weave done. Got to sew in those ends, obvs, but quite pleased with myself. Not going to lie. Weaving is so quick, and part of the reason why I wanted to try out weaving was because I'm a spinner, and I cannot knit with everything I spin because I also want to buy all the yarn. So next best thing is weaving, and everyone next year is having something woven from me for Christmas because it is so quick, so quick. Yeah, so that's really exciting. So that's one rabbit hole right there. The other thing that I jumped into was crochet. Now, I don't know if you can see up there, there's a little squid. And that was gifted to me by the lovely Jen from Chonky Stitches at Christmas. She made me 2 little crochet hats. I'll pop a picture in if I can. 2 little crochet hats, a pink and blue, a multicoloured squiddy up there, and also a red one. Now, the red one, which we called Claus, was on the tree all Christmas, and yeah, he's gone in the Christmas decoration box till next year. So yeah, so I was quite inspired, and I thought, you know what, I really would like to crochet, and I have tried before. But when I tried before, I went to a class and they kind of said about making a granny square, which was fine, and it taught me quite a lot, but it wasn't what I wanted to make. And I often find this, like with beginners, is like someone will say, oh, knit a square, and it's like, well, you know, why not knit a hat? Why not just jump in? So I thought to myself, do you know what, I'm going to have a little go at crochet, and I crocheted a little jellyfish, which you will have seen again on Vlogmas. I'll pop a picture in here. And I followed a tutorial on YouTube, and I will try and link that below if I can find it. And I made a jellyfish, and I was really proud of my jellyfish. And then I kind of caught the bug a little bit. So then, I'm just going to reach over here. So then I thought, I'm going to have a go at making my own little octopus. Can you see him? Look how cute! You have no idea how happy I am with him. This is made out of spectrum fibre from some leftovers from my Astreus. I think it's called Mercury. Yeah, so I made a little octopus. Now, okay, we've got a dodgy tentacle. Is that what you call it? Dodgy leg? Dodgy arm? Whatever that is, it's a bit dodgy. But not bad. Not bad at all. So I was quite pleased with that. I hope you can't hear a baby crying. So our neighbours are foster parents, and I know that the babies have been a bit poorly. So I'm sorry if you can hear a sort of little squeal. That's what that is. Anyway, so I made an octopus. I was very pleased with that. Very pleased. So I thought, right, time to try something else crochet, and I went onto Ravelry and I found the Amii Cat, which is a beginner pattern, and there's some video tutorials, and I thought I'll use some of the Yule spun, which is what I wove my dog blanket out of, and I'll have a go at that, and I'll try reading the pattern. Look at his face. Again, you have no idea how happy this makes me. Now, my cat has no tail, because although I got the instructions for crocheting in the round, when it came to the tail, there was no instructions. And of course, in my head, I knew how to do it in the round, and I think it's done flat. I couldn't figure it out for love nor money. I just couldn't do it. So I might have to get Jen to show me that. But actually, I think he's going to be an Isle of Man cat. Is it the Isle of Man where the cats don't have any tails? I think it's the Isle of Man. Anyway, so this cat is one of those. Now, I did screw it up massively, not going to lie. So sometimes like it'd say, oh, you have 24 stitches left. And I was like, I have like 18. I wasn't going to rip it back. I think part of my problem was because of the variation in this yarn, it was really hard for me to see. And I think if I use like a toft yarn or something like that, or something a lot rounder, it will be easier and one colour. So I think that's what I'm going to do in future. But yeah, I mean, an octopus and a cat. Oh, there's his eyes, look. An octopus and a cat. How proud am I? So I have got the bug with that, and what I'm going to do is, you know, I can't keep hold of all these little creatures that I'm going to make, but it's good practice. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of making things just out of scraps, because the other thing is instant gratification, like these take like no time at all. I'm thinking what I might do is actually put little tags on them and leave them in places for little people to find them. When I mean little people, I mean children or adults, it doesn't matter. Saying, you know, I'm not lost, but if you would like to take me home, then that would be good. So yes, I think I'm going to do that. And I might actually sort of journal it on Instagram stories or something like that. Or, I don't know, do you think that's a good idea? I think it'd be a really sweet idea. So make someone smile, which is really nice. And I can't keep like hundreds of little animals, but I want the practice. So yeah, maybe we should do something. Maybe we should sort of get a little hashtag going or something. I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. So yeah, I will be logging that probably on Instagram stories, maybe on here as well. I don't know. It's just kind of like it came to my head today, and I thought, that would be fun. Anyway, Amii Cat. Yeah, can't remember who the pattern's by, but if you go onto my Ravelry page down below, you'll find links to all my projects, and then you can go and check that out. Right. Okay. How are you doing? Are you hanging in there? I'm going to get my notes out because I shut the book and I have no idea where I am. Okay. Let's get on to some exciting things. think they're down there. They are. So I'm going to have a little rustle and come back. Okay, I'm back and balancing all the good stuff. Right, so I had a lovely message from the lovely Linda, who is from Skein Laine, which is a shop that I hadn't heard of before. And she sort of said that she really wanted to send me a little thank you for doing the podcast, which was so lovely. And as I said, I've never received anything in the post before. So I was so touched that she decided to send me some of her hand-dyed yarn, and I really wanted to share it with you. And this is kind of quite special for me, because my mum, who's no longer with us, she passed away I don't know, just over 5 years ago now. My mum loved butterflies. She absolutely adored anything to do with butterflies, and her yarn, Linda's yarn, is actually named after butterflies, so she's obviously a big butterfly fan too. So that was really nice. So this is a sock set, and it is 70 grams and 20 grams. The colourway is Red Admiral, and it is 80% merino and 20% bamboo. And it is really, really like a Red Admiral. It's blowing out a bit, but it is just beautiful. So she sent me that in this really cool little bag. Let me show you the bag. Put that there. Came in this little bag. It's a really cool little bag. And also in there, she got me one of these, which again she makes with the help of her husband and a friend, I think. But it's a yarn gauge. I hope you can see that. It's a llama yarn gauge. So it's just so lovely. So thank you so much, Linda, for those. I'm definitely going to cast on a pair of socks. It's beautiful yarn, so I really recommend. In fact, what I will do is I will put a link to Linda's shop in the description box below, and you can go and check her out. But that was so kind and so thoughtful of you, Linda, and yeah, it really made my day. Because, yeah, as I said, 2 people on the same day asked if they could send me stuff, and I was like, oh, it's like Christmas come early. I was so excited. So the other person who asked if she could send me some of her yarn was Lorraine from Paton and Daughter, and I've got her card here. I hope that's in focus. Now, Lorraine is a natural dyer. Oh, these are beautiful too. So these yarns are just absolutely gorgeous. So she sent me a kind of a variety of yarns really. So this one's Aran weight. It's 50 grams of Corriedale, and it is dyed using cochineal, and there's 100 meters. So there's this gorgeous pink, really beautiful, lovely, so nice and squishy. And she also sent me this lovely green, which is Corriedale Aran, and it is made from ivy berries. Oh, I've got a bit of an end there. So this gorgeous green. And those two, I think, go absolutely beautifully together. So I might have to, I don't know, I'm thinking something colour work with those. But I've saved the best for last, because this is like just my ultimate colour wheel. So both Linda and Lorraine have like completely nailed my taste completely. You know, if I had have come to your shop, I probably would have chosen exactly these. Anyway, this is a DK weight, and it is merino, and it's dyed using dock, cochineal and dogwood or logwood, and it's burnt oranges. Oh, look. Oh, this might have to be a hat or some gloves. I don't know, something very special is going to be knit with this for me. So thank you so much, Lorraine. They are beautiful. As I said, I will be popping the links to both those shops down below, but just so kind and so thoughtful. I'm just thinking, actually, they all go really nice Oh, I'm going to have to think about it. I can't be sitting here thinking to myself, talking to myself about it, and you're all waiting for me. So, but thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It brought me a great deal of joy, so thank you. Okay. Next up, we have adoption / Christmas gifts. So I got, for Christmas, I was quite spoiled. My camera just decided to turn off. I've obviously been talking for that long. Oh, I have been talking a while. Okay, Christmas gifts. So Jack bought me Knitting North, which is lovely. Really like that. It's got some really gorgeous patterns in. And there's one that, oh, yeah, really want to make already. It's this one. It's the Loki Jumper. Look at that. Love that. So nice. Look at her hair. Look at the most amazing hair. Yeah. So there's some lovely things in there. It's mainly hats, mittens, cows, that sort of thing. But it's a really beautiful book. So I got that. The lovely Ali, my lovely friend Ali, who is, of course, Little Drops of Wonderful because she's famous. We met up and we went to Scotney Castle together just before Christmas. It was so lovely because I hadn't seen her for like a couple of years and it was so, so lovely. And we exchanged gifts and she gave me a lovely skein of yarn and it's beautiful. So I'm going to show it again. I know I showed it on Vlogmas, but going to show it off again. And this is from Third Vault Yarns, I think, yeah. And this is called The Impressionists. It's a 4-ply, just beautiful, really, really lovely. And I am thinking, again, another hat. Bit of mohair. Yeah, gorgeous. So thank you, Ali. I also got some yarny goodness from my lovely friend Thea, who really spoilt me again. And again, beautiful colours. So she bought me this. Oh, look at that. It's blowing out a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of the colour there. Oh, it's just stunning, this yarn. And this is from, again, 2 places that I've not heard of. Dye and Knit by Kate, this is. And this is called Caribbean Dreams. Oh, I might actually weave this because it is so beautiful. Yeah, so lovely. And it looks like it's a single. Yeah, I think it is, just merino single. So beautiful. And then, as if that wasn't enough, Thea bought me 2 skeins of this yarn. This is from Buzzing Yarns, so it's hand dyed in Scotland. She bought me these 2. Oh, how beautiful are they? And she's got me 2 skeins, so I've got 800 metres. This is merino nylon, and the colourway is Leonora, which is kind of funny because yeah, my other half's called Leon. It's beautiful. Part of me thinks, oh, jumper, really bright jumper. But I've also seen a pair of socks that are like mermaid socks. And I kind of thinking that might be quite nice. Do you know, this smells amazing. I've only just, it smells really good. But yeah, Buzzing Yarns, lovely. And thank you, Thea. That was so kind of you, really beautiful. She also bought me a book on foraging as well, which is really lovely. Okay, are you still with me? Still with me after all this time? I don't even know how long this is going to be, but I have bought a few adoptions that I wanted to share with you as well. So I'm going to whip through them really, really quickly and my plans for them. So I'm just going to get them. You don't want to see my lounge at the moment. It's just like strewn. And there is one thing that I can't find. I don't know what I've done with it. So basically I bought, oh, excuse the squeaks of the old rocking chair. I bought some yarn to make some slippers with. I can't remember what it's called. Can't remember what the yarn was. Can't remember where I bought it. So I'm going to leave that one till next time, I think. But I really want to make some thrummed slippers out of some of the wool laps that I have left over. So that's one thing. Okay, so weaving wise, I bought some West Yorkshire Spinners Colour Lab. Here are my colours. This is a lot more grey than that, but this is gorgeous. Oh, lovely. So this is Zandra Rhodes, and this colour is Woodland Awake. And I got this one, which is Stormy Grey. I want to have a go at maybe doing a houndstooth weave with this. So I've got 2 of each. I got them from Wool Warehouse. They're really reasonably priced, and yeah, so that's my plan for those. I also bought, in the same order, I bought some Cotton Light, which is by Drops, and I got 3 colours. Again, they're blowing out a bit, but my kitchen is kind of this rusty orange, mustard yellow, and just got the cream because I want to weave some dishcloths, so that's what they're going to be for. Nothing very exciting there either. I hear you shout at me. Okay, let's get to the exciting bit. So, my crochet rabbit hole. So I thought, rather than, you know, going to YouTube and getting confused with American terms and British terms and all that malarkey, I'm just going to go to Toft, and I am going to get a couple of things that will help me and, yeah, help me find my way in crochet a little bit more. So I bought this book, which is How to Crochet Animals, and it's the Pets one, and it's by Kerry Lord, who is basically the brains and the person that kind of came up with Toft. So this is the book. This is so cool. Now, you might be thinking, why is it so cool? And I'm going to show you exactly why. There, in this book, you've got dogs, you've got cats, you've got fish, you've got rabbits, all the rest of it. Then there's an axolotl. What? I know, right? They are just the coolest. So yeah, there are some amazing patterns in here, and they go right from the beginning. So you start off, I think it's with a bunny. You start off, and it gives you, yeah, it gives you a little bunny, and then you can kind of work your way through until you get to some really cool stuff. So yeah, so I am going to be working my way through this little book. So yeah, works its way up to some more fancy animals. And I thought, well, while I'm there, you know, because if you spend a certain amount, you get free shipping, all that stuff. I bought myself a kit. I bought myself a beginner bunny. How cute! How cute is that? So I bought myself a beginner kit. So I'm going to do this one first, and then I'm going to start working through the animals in the book, because yeah, Toft do recommend this as a proper beginner package. So I haven't opened it yet, but it's got the stuffing and the yarn and everything I need in this box. So I'm hoping that very soon I'm going to have a bunny, and this will be my bunny. This isn't going to go into the wilderness looking for an owner. This is going to be for me, I think. So yeah, so that is the end. You're probably really relieved that I've stopped yabbering on now. So yeah, I'm sorry it's been a long one. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. I hope you've enjoyed the knitting, the spinning, and the new things that I've been trying out as well. If you've been trying out anything new, let me know. It would be lovely to hear from you. But I'm going to cut short now, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you very soon.